Hello there, dear loving soul. Welcome back to part 3 of this video series on attachment, longing, and desperation. As I mentioned before, this is a spirit-led topic on this subject matter, and it's quite a heavy one. It's very, very deep. And part 3 is all about us getting some more messages from the spirit. And so what I'm led to grab is perhaps an intuition card, actually, or a few intuition cards on the subject matter from the spirit, and perhaps a few clarifiers, but from this other deck that we've got here. So here we go. I'm just going to connect. Water. Water is very good for that spiritual insight and conduit of energy. So whenever you find yourself unsure or in prayer or wanting to connect with the universe or whoever, and you just need a few more messages, definitely suggest drinking water. Blessing your water in advance if you haven't already. Watch my Careful Water video series. We will talk about the power of water. You might be willing to actually go and spend some time in water, be that having a shower or taking a bath. It might be going for a swim in a swimming pool. It might, or going to a spa. It might be going to some a body of water in nature, so the ocean, the sea, the river, and actually going for a swim, or even just getting your bare feet and walking in water, right? So it's just something that came to mind because I'm just really looking at water, and it might, that power of water might help with transform the energy. At least it might help kick off the flow of the energy and push out some of the low frequency energies, even if for just a moment. So we've got one card. Anything else from the intuition deck? And the card that came through is the card called the Witness. Oh, here we go. Oh, yep, Stand Alone. That's the second card, sorry, that popped through. Stand Alone. Right here. And let's get some clarifiers, perhaps from this other deck. Feels a little bit like a really, really, really deep. And it's okay. There are obviously things we have to talk about and important things that we have to discuss. But in the meantime, whilst I'm shuffling, look, if any of this content resonates with you, I will truly appreciate it if you consider liking the video, subscribing to the channel even, perhaps writing V down in the comments for value. Because I did make a commitment to donate 22% of my income as the Loving Soul, aka Victoria, to charities and noble causes, and together we will multiply the love if you are able to, watch the videos right till the end. You share them with others, you comment, you like, you do all that good stuff in order to boost the views, in order to boost the channel ratings, etc., because more people will then get the messages, and as a result of that, we will multiply the love together. So I really appreciate that and I'm very thankful for it. Okay, so the two cards that came through are Witness and Stand Alone. And in terms of the tarot cards, we've got the Mother of Wands, Strength, Mother of Pentacles. Then we've got the Five of Cups, a Nine of Pentacles, and 10 of Wands. Alrighty, so yes, very, very deep, very, very, very deep topic and subject. So if we kick off with the intuition deck first, we've got this Witness card that popped through, and it gives me a little bit of a hermit type vibe, which is in the tarot deck. And hermit, it's all about soul searching and going within. You put your cape on and you're walking through this lifetime, which will feel like solitude or alone, And in conjunction with the standalone card, I do wonder if that's the message, is that whenever you feel attached to something and you're stuck in a web, you might feel like you're alone in that process. And what it requires is actually going within, because on this card we've got this beautiful lotus and this like smoke or string coming up from the middle of the lotus. And I love it that it's inside the person, because I wonder if that's the whole point, is they go within, find the spirit, find, touch your heart if you have to. That's where this the bridge of the spiritual body and the physical body is. And it's finding that spark inside of you and connecting with that divine side of you. That might be the breakthrough card that you need, the breakthrough moment that you need in order to resolve the attachment situation. So here we go. Quietly watch those around you. Be a witness to your own life. Witness the actions of those around you as this shows you who they really are. Be aware of how others speak. Do they speak ill of others? Are their words full of judgment and hate, or are they full of optimism and gratitude? Consider that there's a chance they could speak the same way about you. When you watch how others act and what they say, it can tell you a lot about them as a person. Stand back and be a witness to yourself and the words you speak of others. How do you treat others? What frequency are you transmitting into the world? Are you celebrating others and showing your love and gratitude? The signs are witness, observe, frequency, and vibrations. Really like that, because effectively tells you to witness your own life. Observe, be the observer in your own life, obviously of your internal state, but also the people that surround you, how they speak, how they behave. And more importantly, that would be a very strong sign to you about who they are as a person, and obviously they will continue, or they're most likely to continue that kind of behavior or saying such things behind your back as well. So be mindful of that. Now, the reason I bring that up is that because some of you might have an attachment to a person or people or a group of people in your life, be that close people, family as an example, or friends or work colleagues or whoever else around your life, so individuals that you may feel attached to, but they are not doing you good anymore. And this may resonate with some of you, as in you might need to start having some healthy boundaries and perhaps shedding some of these people from your life or a person in order to come out stronger, in order to start showing some love to yourself and getting more well-being in your own life. Be mindful also the other side of it. How do you contribute? How do you speak of others, to others? Do you speak with love and compassion, or with anger, resentment, judgment? It's a very interesting lesson, because what you put out, there's a lot of power in your words, which means that if you put it out, you will receive more of it back. So if you speak out a lot more negativity or low frequency vibrations, you're more likely to attract that stuff back. That means there's a strong attachment there when it comes to low frequencies, when it comes words, and we can get it into a very bad habit, I think, of saying not the nicest words or phrases. And so it might be a matter of observing what you say, how often you say it, and if once you make that observation, or once you witness your own words and your own behaviors or your own thought pattern, just as an example, and if there are some things that can be improved or changed, well, there's your aha moment. You can now take some proactive steps in figuring out what is it that you got to do next in order to change that attachment, in order to change that behavior or that thought pattern or the phrases, the words that come out of your mouth. Yeah, and the other card that we've got here is Stand Alone. And standing alone is all about, I think it's another confirmation, given the image here, is that sometimes we can have literally a storm brewing in our head. It's above the waist, it's all in the head, it's a mental thing, causing a stormy, turbulent period of our time, or what may be perceived as a storm in your life on an emotional level. Because the lady is standing pretty firm and she feels pretty grounded. She pretty. It looks like she's got a lot. She's got a lion on her. A lion on her image, on her t-shirt or top, whatever it is. Why I'm mentioning that, because the strength card came out as well, which is a lion. So there's a lot of strength, inner strength, a lot of power. Yet in the mind, there's a storm raging. There's a storm. Here we go. Be brave enough to do the work. Sometimes we wish that others could carry our burdens for us. We might want others to make us happy, or to change something about themselves in order for things to be better for us. The reality is we're the only ones that can change our life. We must do the deep and arduous work. No one else is to blame for where we are or how we feel, and no one else can do the work for us. We're responsible for how we feel and how we react to others. Take ownership right now. The work can be hard, exhausting even, but one day you will look back and be so thankful that you put yourself first and worked on you. Push yourself. You're stronger than you know. You can do the work, and if you do, you will be rewarded beyond your dreams. And the signs are strength, courage, self-development, and work. And I think that's really relevant, because part of me is, very getting very clear is that you may have created your own spider web, and you found yourself entangled in it now. And the only way out is to do the arduous hard work yourself, to use your own swords or your own tools in your life in order to get yourself out of that spider web, or the web that you've created and entangled yourself. One way is, obviously, we discussed, on a spiritual level, going within, listening to your heart, what it requires of you to do, tapping into the spirit world. Perhaps praying to Archangel Michael to help you use his sword to detach some of these spider webs that are getting you entangled. But ultimately, even that request to Archangel Michael must come from you. You need to be inspired to do that from your heart, and to seek guidance and help from your heart, because perhaps you need help. But ultimately, it is, it's time to take ownership right now. Like we discussed earlier in part 2, it's about fighting for your own protection, protecting your own self, protecting your own heart. But it's a matter of actually being proactive and taking some steps to protect your own self, to protect your own heart, and exercise your freedom of choice to help yourself out of the situation that you find yourself in. And it's easier said than done, but this is a very strong and clear message here that I'm getting from the cards, that observe yourself, witness your life, witness your thoughts, your words, your actions, witness the people around you. What's going on? What are you attached to? Become aware of it. Become aware of your attachments that are leading you to feelings of sadness, frustration, deception, treachery, hurt, physical pain perhaps, broken heart, depression. And once you become aware, you may then find, right, well, I don't want to be in that position anymore. Hopefully you don't. And then you stand alone with the power of your physical body, your mental state, your emotions, and your beautiful soul in order to overcome the challenges. You're strong. There's the lion here on this on the image of this lady, and the card Stand Alone. We've got the strength from a tarot, which is a major arcana, which has a confirmation. You may not feel strong if you're attached and you're entangled, but you're actually stronger than you think you are, in order to do the hard work, to take ownership now, and actually help yourself, exercise that freedom of choice to protect yourself and help yourself. Alrighty, so on the tarot cards, as I mentioned, we've got Mother of Wands, Strength, Mother of Pentacles, Five of Cups, Knight of Pentacles, and we've got the Ten of Swords. Now, sorry, Ten of Wands, I apologize. Five of Cups, the horse's head is down. You might be feeling like this. Five of Cups, yes, you might be feeling weighed down with troubles, and in fact, this really resonates for me with the Ten of Wands. It's feeling like there's a huge burden that is weighing you down to a point that you're just staring at the ground, you're fixating on your feet, the ground beneath you. In fact, like this lady, perhaps, she's actually looking at the ground despite the mental storm that's occurring above her head. It's the low frequency, and that's why I'm feeling like this is a really deep message and really deep subject matter here for me to talk about. So that's what's coming through from these cards. Now I want to talk about the two mothers, which are the two queens effectively. We've got the Mother of Wands and the Mother of Pentacles, and Wands are like a passion, fire. Queen of Wands is very like magical, and hence why I think we've got a snake here that's all curled up. One of it, she's curling actually around her own eggs, so she's protecting her eggs. She's a nurturing mother. She is a defense mode, right? And so obviously for any kind of mother, the offspring is very important for them. So perhaps you need to tap into that energy of self-defense, or equivalent energy of a mother protecting her own offspring, calling children, to tap into that and exercise that kind of compassion, protection, fierce protection and defense of your offspring. And in the situation, it would be you yourself. Tap into that energy in order to start fighting for yourself, showing yourself care, protection and support like a mother, a protective, defensive mother would. And then we've got a Mother of Pentacles. Once again, we've got this little reindeer with a little baby reindeer. Now, Mother of Pentacles is the most abundant, divine female representation in the tarot deck. And for me, this is very much an earthly sign. So, bringing this energy of Mother of Wands, self-defense, self-protection, compassion, nurturing, but into the earthly realm, i.e. taking some steps in this material world in order to show yourself love, support, and compassion. And, and it might be a matter of reaching out to somebody, like I said earlier on about speaking love, finding that person that you can talk to. You might even be inspired to go and speak to your mom or your parents or grandparents or a family member, somebody that you can just simply curl up next to and receive that warmth, receive that a cuddle, a hug, a kiss, a protection, defense. So there's something about this, divine maternal energy or divine feminine energy that is coming through in order, I think, to help yourself out through the attachment and the longing and the desperation. And then we've got Nine of Pentacles and the Strength, which is number 11 in this particular tarot deck, but it's also got the 8 infinity sign, which is for me a reminder that yes, we are all spiritual beings having a human experience, and we are eternal, we are forever existing. And when looking at these cards, we've got the Lion, which once again is a fierce but strong and kind animal, powerful, the king of the animal kingdom. But with any kind of leadership role, there is, a big heart. That's what I talk about, a heart that could be, like a lion's heart or whatever the phrase goes, which is being able to be strong and powerful, but having a big heart at the same time. And so perhaps it's time to kind of stand up and take care of yourself. Protect your cup, protect your big heart, but be powerful and strong enough to actually start taking some steps in order to protect that heart of yours. And you've got the internal strength, and when in doubt, just put your hand on your heart and see what it says to you, how it's speaking to you, what words is it using, what else is the universe sending your way, what messages are you getting, what are your physical sensations. As I had like an ear ringing, so be mindful of what your body's telling you. Are you sneezing? Do you have goosebumps? Are your ears ringing? Do you have some specific thoughts in your mind? You get any itches around your body? Do you feel hot or cold? Anything of that sort could potentially be like a symbol or a sign or a message that you need to receive in order to help yourself out. And I think the Nine of Pentacles, there's kind of a couple of things. One, apologies for the helicopter noise. The Nine of Pentacles, first of all, it's giving me similarities to this maternal defensive card, you know, the Mother of Wands, because it feels like the feathers are protecting the pentacles in exactly the same way the snake is protecting her eggs. So that's one sign. It's just giving more force towards that, which is you need to really protect yourself and take some steps to protect yourself, tap into that kind of energy. The other thing that I'm getting is each one of us is very, very unique and special. We're all co-creators. No one is better or worse. We're actually all equal, where each one is a loving soul, and that's the Pentacles. You know, there's a lot of us, and we're all unique and special and wonderful. And we've got feathers. For me is a representation of angelic realm. Here we go. And so kind of the message I'm getting is that don't forget you're always protected by the spirit world. You've got angels and archangels and principalities and God and ancestors and whoever. They're always looking after you. It's just a matter of you being the pentacle, perhaps. You know, if you're one of these pentacles, reaching out and asking for help, addressing them, tapping into that energy to connect with your spirit guides, your angels, who are always constantly there to look after you. And the other message that I'm getting through, which is Nine of Cups, is usually Nine of Pentacles, are a representation of abundance, wealth, kind of having it all, feeling like you've made it. You know, you've got everything you need. And I do wonder if that's the outcome, you know, which is if you do the right work, self-development work, you observe your life, you take some steps to help yourself detach from whatever it is that you're longing and desperate for. You tap into the energies that we've discussed, that maternal nature, then perhaps you will go from this kind of sensation when you're way down, that your head is so low and so down, can only see the ground, to a Nine of Pentacles situation where you're abundant, you've got whatever it is that you need effectively. In like a material world perspective as well. So because Pentacles are earthly signs, so like materially speaking. So this is the only card I'm trying to tell you the meaning from the little book. So it's all about independence, achievement, success, influence, comfort, and time off. This card means standing on our own 2 feet. You know, stand alone on your own 2 feet. We have achieved independence and will not go back to any restricting roles. We can be proud of ourselves and take time to enjoy the finer things in life and spend time on ourselves. That's exactly right. Maybe this is another part of doing love, actually. Just something that came through is that sometimes we need to experience like a finer thing in our life in order to get you out of the norm, to experience something different, to have a new experience, because that might generate some new emotions, some new memories. It might trigger higher frequencies of emotions. And perhaps, you know, that's another message for the doing love part of the Holy Trinity of Love, is maybe it's time to consider and figure out, you know, what earthly experience you could go and undertake and complete in order to help you kind of lift your spirit, quite frankly, lift your energy, lift your spirit. Now I'm just going to look up if there's anything else, just you know, the cards as a whole, if there's any other messages. Animals, okay, so other one, you know, we've got the horse, the lion, we've got the deer and the snake. Maybe spending some time in nature, or specifically in animals. I'm going to a local park or a zoo if you've got something of that sort around. Have a look at symbols as well, of spiritual symbols of any insects or animals that you may be seeing on a constant basis, whether it's physically speaking or like an image, or it came up in a movie or a drawing, a painting, whatever it may be, including a spider, you know, with the spider webs. Maybe there's something in there. If you're drawn to spiders, might want to look at the spiritual meaning and to see if there might be an answer there for you that is important. Yeah, I'm just looking at the color schemes as well. Yeah, very harmonious, I think, or very deep and dark and doomy, because I think of the nature, you know, if we look at these sorts of cards, dark and gloomy, because we are talking about low frequency emotions and feelings and state of being, which is a part of us moving through this lifetime on planet Earth. But then look at these cards when we're tapping into the, you know, positive pride, bright, sunlit, you know, it's there, and just sort of reminds me again about the universal law. The part one, we talk about duality. There's two sides to things. There's the ground, there's the water, there's the blue, the red. You know, you can imagine things or not. You have a freedom of choice to take one path or the other. So, I mean, that's the other thing that comes to mind is where you can either choose to stay in the darker bits and bobs, or you can take the path of a more lighter path, perhaps a more illuminated light, more illuminated path by light or through sunlight, or anything else that is a representation of, you know, light and happiness and joy in your life. Just, yeah, I think that's really it. I don't think there's anything else coming through, my friends, my dear loving souls. Anything that's missing. So we've got Pentacles, Wands, got the Strength, we've got some Swords, got a little bit of water. We don't actually have much water other than the representation of the ocean and the Page of Cups. And there's a little bit of water in this Witness card with the lotuses, but I don't see much water or emotions. But I think it is a very emotional subject, absolutely a very sensitive subject. And I still believe that you can definitely use the water to your advantage as an element. Have a bath, take a shower, spend some time in the ocean or the water nearby you, river as an example, or a lake. Drink water, bless your water, help yourself, and charge that water with the right energy that you want to enter you, you know, love, happiness, joy. Speak those words out to water and then drink it, or you can put your hand over the water as you do it, or, you know, you send that kind of mentally, you send those sort of words and emotions and feelings to your water when you speak about it, and then you sort of charge it up that way. Alright, yeah, I think on that note I'm going to wrap up this video series. It's quite a long one. Hopefully it resonated with you. If it did, feel free to like, comment, or consider subscribing to this channel. I hope you have a lovely day ahead and a great week ahead as well, despite how heavy and deep this subject really was. I'm wishing you all the very best on your journey, my dear loving soul. All the very best. I'll see you in my other videos. Bye for now.